Okay. Why the fuck are you getting an ad? Not sure. Yo, guys. Gotta wake up a little bit. Gotta wake up a little bit here. I'm gonna actually get a yogurt. Yogurt. How's Chad doing? Good morning, dudes. That yogurt sounds like it's bussin'. Yeah, it is bussin'. It is incredibly bussin'. Almost done, and then we can jump into this replay. Okay. Good morning. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Good morning to you as well. Just gotta do some replays. Trying to establish a new stream schedule. How far into the stream are we? 6 minutes? Okay. Welcome back, everybody. We got ourselves a BSJ replay. It's a 2600 MMR carry. Monkey King says, hey, BSJ. My first time submitting a replay. In this game, I feel like I messed up in the laning stage pretty bad. Supposed to be an easy lane. My team played very well, which helped me recover. My issue with Monkey King is initiation and team fights. Usually get caught from the trees or get stunned before ulting. My item choices are not that great, but in this game I think I did quite alright. Pretty much got carried, but I still want to know your thoughts on the farming pattern item choices. Okay. I will confidently say Monkey King is conceptually one of the most difficult carries in all of Dota. Hero is not straightforward in the slightest.
Promises are dangerous, mortal one.
I don't think you ever start 2 sets of tangos and no item. Like, are you telling me before this flies out to you, you're gonna use 4 tangos? Fly the tangos out, you know?
Okay, that was unexpected.
It's kind of weird, champ. Yeah, so this is pretty common. People who play Monkey King against melee heroes just have a big dick. Your Jingu is really not that great level 1. You'll just, I mean, you're gold tier Monkey King, so it's interesting that you are this overconfident. Man, weird replay bug here. You don't have any stats though, you know? If you plan to play like this, you need to buy stat items. You need to buy, you know, 1 set of tangos, circlet, slipper, you know, give yourself an extra 1 armor, 5 attack speed, 5 damage, but you know, you're just trading with this guy with literally no items. To me, that is the problem here.
No, don't think so.
You also bought 6 tangos with a warlock, so you're not considering what support you have. I'd say your starting items are a serious issue. They're like glaringly bad. No stats, a ton of regen when you have a warlock. Definitely need to think more critically about what hero you're laning with and how that affects your items. Also, what hero you're laning against. You're not really capable of helping before Primal Spring Tree Dance combo. You're just 300 boost speed with no boots, no gap close. You're like a PA with no blink. So when stuff happens on the side of the lane, you kind of gotta like gravitate towards it, but you need to not miss the CS, okay? Every hero has like a condition for when they can actually move to the side of the lane. Yours is this. So if you don't have it, you don't move to the side of the lane. You know, you don't walk over here and miss 2 CS. Doesn't matter what your warlock's doing, as long as you play your own hero, that's what matters.
Times are hard for you.
And you said you misplayed the lanes. Okay.
Dire's courier has been killed. Each brave courier knows the risks.
Let me rewind real quick. How'd your courier do? Over here. So what I do is that whenever I use my courier, you'll see it on my stream if you pay attention. You will see me issue it to here and then shift queue it to me. When I'm in Radiant, I issue it to here and shift queue it to here to prevent this exact thing. It's something that I've actually gotten the habit of doing literally every single time I use my courier. It's an extra 2 actions per courier use, which is pretty annoying to be honest, but it's completely necessary. Every time I forget, I get my courier killed. Really no exceptions. Yeah, this is like a good time to help because you have Primal Sprint.
You disgust me, Pudge.
So my issue is that, so last time, remember how I said you shouldn't leave creeps behind because you didn't have Primal Spring? It's important to know that you're allowed to leave creeps behind because you have Primal Spring, but you need to be aware when you leave lane of what the lane looked like. So like you should have an idea of what's happening here at all times. So what I mean by what's happening here is this lane is going to clear your creep, and maybe 10 seconds from now it's going to be underneath tower, which means you have like a sense of urgency to get back, you know, to get back to lane as soon as possible, because you're going to miss creeps every second that you don't return to lane. So you go over here, you kill this guy, you would know that in your head that once you kill this guy, you're out, you know, you kill this guy and you jump back over here, you know, literally no hesitation, jump back onto the tree and go get these 2 CS. You seem like a carry player whose first and foremost focus of the game is not creeps. You're not monitoring, you know, what creeps are dying, when they're dying. You're only thinking like you're getting distracted by these side lane engagements, and you've missed 4 creeps total because of it. The other 2 creeps that you missed were reasonable, right? Because you wouldn't kill Pudge, but you missed an extra 2 creeps. That's the problem here. In the first example, you just missed 2 creeps that you just didn't have to miss. The opponent has a ton of stuns, and they're all really melee with magic damage. So I think treads are just strictly better than phase here. Movement speed's really not that great if the opponent has a bunch of stuns. Armor's not that great against Timbersaw Lion. Even Faces Void buys Maelstrom, so like he's not killing you with physical damage. Trying to make a really aggressive play with no courier. I guess it worked out. Fast forward.
You're not getting what you came for.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is in danger. Dire have fortified their structures against attack.
Unorthodox, but effective.
The Legion is grateful.
Should have run while you had the chance.
Time is money.
Radiant should look to the top tower. There is for Dire's middle tower. Radiant's top tower is under top tower.
Oh no!
Dire's
Painful.
middle tower is
I was
under
hoping you
attack.
would
Should look to their
save
top
your last hit of Jingu until your stun was available.
attack. Radiant's
Just save it for your stun and stun 3 creeps and get all your health back.
tower is in danger. There is little hope for Dire's middle tower to their top tower.
When do you
Radiant should look to their middle tower. Radiant's middle tower is Radiant's middle tower is no more.
Okay. Good time to leave. Bottom lane
Radiant should
pushed into your
look to their
tower.
middle tower. Radiant should look to their bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower is no more. Dire should look to their middle tower.
So what you should do here, 12:53 stack time, also a creep wave, pull it. Your hero doesn't like naturally clear this camp. You either need to cast spells to clear it before 13 minutes, or you can just pull it. Something that probably most 2Ks never do is pull at 12:53. But you'll see pro players do it. Just pull into this creep wave. It's a really nice pull. Makes you save your abilities and save HP on heroes that don't have sustain. Don't do this. Just give somebody else the shovel. This is just unnecessary. There's 5 neutral items, 5 heroes. Just give it to somebody else. You're playing shovel with twice the cooldown. That's all you're doing.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is in danger.
I mean, overall, I think your farming patterns are reasonable. The game's pretty straightforward.
There is Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is in danger. Dire should look to their top tower.
Wait, what happened here? I literally thought you were the leader.
Radiant should look to their bottom tower. Dire should look to their top tower.
Okay. Looked like you were shopping or something?
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger.
What is it with this replay bug?
Radiant should look to their bottom tower. Dire's top tower is in danger.
Okay. I guess I'll state this clearly. One of the most important things as carry is having a priority list of what things are occupying your headspace. An example of what I mean by this is when you shop, when you use your courier, when you're selling items. These are things that are distractions that can easily get you killed. And there's just right times and wrong times to do them. The way to learn how to do them is to learn when you're perfectly safe, you know? The only way I think to learn to properly use your courier is to have an idea generally of how safe you think you are at all times, right? So an example would be you see 4 heroes top on the enemy team and you're hitting a jungle camp. That's like a good example of a time to shop, because your hero's just hitting a jungle camp and you see all the enemy heroes on the map, so you don't have to worry about your current hero's button pressing. But clearing a creep wave, so the opponent just saw you, on the opponent's side of the map, you are not safe to do anything immediately after. So basically, you were in a dangerous situation, you were clearly like shopping or doing something else, kind of just lost track of your hero for literally 2 seconds in a time where you just shouldn't, and you died. Yeah, I mean, this is just not the time to mentally AFK. That is just not the time to do it. It's very, I'd call that just poor situational awareness. That's it. So I recently released a formulaic hero guide, or not hero guide, item guide for heroes. Sorry. I released a formulaic item guide for carries. The title of the video on my YouTube is, BHJ gives away the secret formula to carry. The video basically says acceleration item, then survivability item, and then kill items. So the reason why that formula is really important as carry is because the first item makes you farm faster, which is very important. Your second item makes it so you don't die. Mjolnir unnecessarily accelerates your farm. It's like 2,900 gold extra on top of Maelstrom, and it basically gives you some attack speed in terms of your farm speed. That's what it does for you. So in a game where you're against so many stuns, so much lockdown, and you elect to buy a Mjolnir on top of your Maelstrom, it just tells me that you're not really following that formula, because the only time you ignore the formula is when you just like don't need survivability. Like your hero's just, you're a jug against no stuns, for instance. So yeah, I really don't like this Mjolnir purchase. Your second item should always be survivability. I think it just has to be BKB here. I mean, even if you built like Ags, maybe we could talk about it, Maybe we could be like, okay. He's like, maybe thinks he doesn't need a BKB, but... it's very peculiar to me that you're like walking from here to where you're going. If you're traveling anywhere on Monkey King, you should definitely use the trees. It's just... he's a hero with a blink dagger that jumps him to trees. And if you get damaged between trees, you obviously can't jump to them. So traveling anywhere without going through trees is kind of weird. Like even here, you should jump on the tree. Like instead of walking down the lane. You can just like jump onto this tree and then like walk down. You get there faster? Yeah, now you do it. Okay. You only jump on them to farm, I guess. So that's a big problem. Like, if what I'm basically saying is, if you're constantly walking places rather than jumping on trees to get there, it's gonna get you killed once or twice a game. That's what's gonna happen. It's like, obviously in that specific instance, you were probably fine, but it's just a really good habit to get into, right? Because there's gonna be a lot of times where you're not fine. So you can't be afraid to play on trees if you're Monkey King, even though it can get you killed sometimes. You seem like this whole time in the fight, you're walking around on the ground. Like, this is just not Monkey King gameplay. Like, this hero would jump on this tree and stand there. You know?
There's only room for one agent of chaos on this battlefield.
I also just wouldn't be in the opponent triangle with a Mjolnir. I wouldn't be trying to team fight the enemy with these items. So I guess it like kind of worked out, but I just wouldn't be doing that. Like, if your team wants to fight without you, that's fine, but you have just a Mjolnir. So if I have like no survivability, I'm not really going to show up to fights as carry. I think it's just an unnecessary risk that if you do that every single game will result in losses that you should not have. I just look at the map right now. I see 0 enemy heroes. I think this box right here is the most dangerous area on the entire map on average. I think if there was like a death heat box all across Dota, the highest percentage of deaths per unit area would be in this box. I just see no heroes. You're on the low ground, so you have no vision this way or that way. And it's very close to both bases. So there's just a lot of reasons why this area is super dangerous. I just see no enemy heroes, and you're just casually walking up to it and farming. This is like a stun, get the fuck out scenario. You know, you like stun it from like here and then jump on the tree and primal spring away. That's like how risky this area is. I'm sure if you consciously watch your games after this and notice how many times you probably die in that small box. Another example where you're not always going to die if you do it, but if you do it 100 times, you'll die way more than 0. And these are the type of deaths we need to avoid as carry. Once again, you're just walking from place to place as Monkey King. I'm really not sure why. Here's how I think about it. The way I'm watching your gameplay and listening to your replay review. So you go into a lane with Warlock support, who's going to heal you. You buy 2 sets of regen with no stats. That alone tells me you're not really thinking, like, what's keeping my hero alive, what does my hero need, etc. Okay? And then, in the game itself, you're a hero that jumps around trees and uses elusiveness to evade death. And you're walking around on the ground. You're pausing after you kill creep waves, you know? That's something you just did in enemy vision. They see you. If they're going to go on you, almost every death by carries is right after clearing a creep wave or right before they clear the creep wave. That's like most deaths, right? So I guess what I'm trying to say is I try to encourage carry players to always think about exactly how they're going to die, what the current state of their lane, their hero's strength is. Like buying a Mjolnir and fighting in the enemy triangle, these things just don't add up, you know? Buy your farming item, use it to farm faster, buy your survivability item, use that survivability item to either farm more aggressively or to join fights more aggressively, and then buy a kill item and start hunting the heroes that you intended to kill. If you follow this formula, the game is just way simpler. I don't have a reason for anything you're doing. Like, I actually just don't understand. I too agree that you kind of got carried this game, but like if you rationalize your starting items, if you rationalize walking around the map as Monkey King, if you rationalize, you know, AFKing after a creep wave, if we rationalize showing on mid wave in the river with nobody showing and just hitting it, these things don't add up to game sense, right? Like, you know, I don't know how long you've played Dota 4, but you're at your 2700 MMR. That's like a reasonable MMR. So I need you, if you really want to consciously advance as a player, to think about these things, because watching your gameplay, it kind of just looks like you're existing. It doesn't look like you're engaged in the game. So no BKB, no ultimate. Just get out. Just get out. So whenever I'm in fights or like in the midst of something, I kind of think into myself what my desire to fight is. And this is like another example of constantly monitoring my own strength. I just want to remind you guys that every time you forget these things, or every time that these things fade from your thoughts, is when you're just going to die. If you space out as a carry, you're just going to die. All your deaths are when you lose track of your hero's capabilities and strength. So all I see on my screen in terms of fight ready for Monkey King is your ultimate and your BKB. That's all that matters. Your stun's also pretty important, because if you get Jingu stacks, you can like turn the fight or whatever. So they just bought back. The enemy fortified their towers. You have no BKB and no ult, and you're still hitting. You know, just rationalize that to yourself. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Just leave. Literally just leave. And if your team wants to linger, or sorry, if your team wants to stay, then like linger on the trees or something. Because, you know, maybe in like 10 seconds you can stun somebody. But you're not tanky. You're not survivable for the next 70 seconds. Right? And you're just staying. You know, you walked back in even to like help your team. Just leave, you know? You don't look like you're trying to leave, you know? You don't look like you're thinking about leaving. Yeah, I mean, you literally just did nothing because you had no BKB, no ult. Which is fine, you know, you just need to play accordingly. Looks like you lost 500 gold buying and selling an item there. That sucks. I'm telling you, man, you're just like, people are just missing. You're the farthest forward on the map, which is also something to consider. Like, if somebody on your team was going to die right now to all the enemy heroes missing, who would it be? It'd be you, right? Based on map positioning. It might be this guy, right? Because they could be up here. Like, if you look at the map right now, they're either all right here or they're all like up here. There's really like nowhere else for them to be, right? So like if we go to their perspective, right? So they're all right here. So if somebody was gonna die, then it's you. And you're just walking around, you know? You're just walking around, not jumping from tree to tree, just ready to get gone on. Just walking around. Walking into areas with no vision against instant stuns like Lion. I mean, this is just making me nervous, man. That's all. It's just making me nervous. The thing is they went on your teammates over here, but they could have just gone on you, you know? That was just pure luck almost that they didn't go on you. They chose somebody else, and your teammates killed them all. I think I've seen enough. Looks like the game's pretty much over. Hope you are able to apply what I said. Thanks for signing up. Okay. Next person. Oops. Did I not save this replay? Oh gosh. I have it that I see it. Abaddon position 5. I guess I fucked up. What happened here? I messed up somehow. I really get annoyed when I don't know what I'm doing wrong, because I've had this happen a few times where I mark that I downloaded it, and I didn't download it. Rough. Happens once every month or so. I'm gonna turn my fan on.
Prepare for...
Okay. I look older? I think I look younger personally. But thank you. Right on, Philly the Kid. Thanks for the sub, man. What type of fruit do you think is most likely to be a thief? Probably strawberries. How many of these before 1x6? Gotta stick to business today. No 1x6 probably, sadly. Hello, welcome back everybody. Actually, I need to mark the time. Welcome back everybody. Got ourselves a BSJ replay. It's 40 MMR. 2-position morphling. No, the 40 MMR is not a meme. I am an actual herald. Unlike what Eternal Envy thinks, I am not actually blind. I just fucking suck. So I'm looking for your help to see some bad habits I might have. Really, any advice is helpful. I was mostly playing position 1, but recently switched to position 2. I feel like I have more control of my lane that way, and I would definitely appreciate comments you have. I'm open to critique and ready to learn. I just recently got back into Dota, which is why I have 1,000 hours, and I'm still herald. I'm a big fan and excited to see what you say. Before you have to say it, I'm committed to morphling, and I'm willing to play 500 games or whatever it takes. Okay, man. I will coach you on specifically morphling. Okay, if you're going to go mid, don't buy 2 sets of tangos. Coaching number 1. Just buy 1 set of tangos into bottle. 1 set of tangos, 2 branches, fairy fire, tango, bottle.
Just
okay.
30 seconds now. Crucible of greatness awaits.
Don't get wet.
I would imagine Adaptive Strike's probably better in this lane, right? For securing range, but maybe Waveform's fine. Lena's a hero you don't really want to Waveform against. Because if you Waveform in, she can usually hit you a bunch. So I'd be using my Adaptive Strike to secure CS. These are all just small tips if you want to use them. You should level your abilities with control. So whatever your ability hotkey is, just push control plus E, or whatever it may be, and it'll level the skill. It always just pains me a bit inside to see people manually level their skills. Or like, you know, walk over and click it. So I think it's kind of something you should just become aware of, that I told you, you know, you're more likely to want to Adaptive Strike for CS than really ever Waveform. I think, like, in my head, I'm like, is he really ever going to want to Waveform in this lane? And the answer is, like, you know, TBD, and then you watch the lane play out, and you just haven't Waveformed a single time. So either you need to Waveform to secure the CS, or if you're not going to cast a spell, you need to have the awareness that you're not going to cast the spell because you don't want to cast it. So then, you know, you don't level it. I'm pretty sure maxing your E, maxing your attribute shift is the meta. Maybe that's changed with the recent morph changes. I'm just gonna tell you, man, you have fucking spells, use them. You've had full mana this entire game, and
Middle is missing.
yeah, for my recommendation, you would level Adaptive Strike level 2, and you would use it to secure CS that are contested. So Lena would try to deny a creep, or you would feel like the creep's too far forward that you don't want to walk up because you'll take too much harass, and then you use Adaptive Strike to get it. I'll just tell you that probably the most herald thing ever is to be 6 minutes into the game and you have not casted a spell. You have not casted a single spell. You know, spoiler alert, first spell casted at 6:15 is not acceptable.
Radiant should look to their middle
Who
tower.
turned up the heat?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So you should be dragging these creeps with you at all times. Whenever the enemy is pressuring your tower, you should make sure these creeps follow you. So like right about here, you need to A-click these creeps so that they follow you. So that they don't just sit on your tower and allow the Lina to just pound on it, you know? That's your job to defend your tower. You're a Morphling, so you can attribute shift down to 1 HP and then attribute shift back up. In this example, so you know you're missing 560 HP, right? So like you know you go on Morphling, right? We'll literally recreate the exact scenario you're in. So you had 700. You had a Wraith Band. You had a Wand. You had. This doesn't matter, but you were level 7. Or whatever, it doesn't really matter that much. And then, so you were missing 500 HP, right? So, or you had 780 HP. So you had 780 HP. You were missing 500 HP. That is exactly what was happening, right? Let's just recreate this real quick. I'm gonna die because I'm a noob. Okay, so let's recreate this as best we can. It's actually so hard because attribute shift is so fast. Okay. So you had 220 HP, right? Yes. It doesn't have to be exact numbers. Let's let this tango run through.
Running water.
Sorry, I'm trying to make this accurate for you. Okay. So notice your HP. You can shift all the way down to 1 HP, and then shift back up, and you'll just have more HP. Because every point at minimum strength that you have, which is 500, anything HP-wise more than 500 that you're missing can be gained by doing this, okay? What I'm basically saying is, rather than abusing attribute shift to have more health, you're just going back to base. Which, if you watch Morphling mid players, like just watch 1 or 2 games and see how much they abuse attribute shift. If you're not doing that, you're just not playing the hero. You're wasting your time. So, you know, I made a hero guide on this hero maybe 2 years ago, and I basically said be willing to play life on the edge at all times, abuse the shit out of attribute shift, and if you're not willing to play at like barely any HP for the entire game, then it's not worth playing. What the fuck is going on?
30 seconds now.
So I watched you for 6 minutes not cast a spell. That needs to get fixed. And then I watched you go back to base when you can use attribute shift. Like, this would be a morph down to 0 HP. And then... So you would morph down to 0, and then you would morph back up. At the very least, you would hit this jungle camp. Because Morphling, you have full mana. And you can utilize these resources to hit creeps. I want you to realize that for the first 15 minutes of the game, this resource bar and this resource bar allow you to hit creeps. This one prevents you from dying. This one allows you to farm faster. So you should never return to base with either of these full, if avoidable. Like, some heroes can't really turn HP into farm. But this is, like, unheard of for you to go back to base with full mana. This is just incredibly inefficient.
Has fallen.
Regeneration.
Buy yourself a ward every game at 5 minutes.
The Archie's hope for the Dyer's top tower is under attack. The radiant glyph is now active.
First waveform cast of the game, Cougars. Okay. Mechanics seem better than 40 MMR.
My waters rise.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Don't go Morbid Mask on mid-morph. Seems like a general consensus that's not correct. It's just too much invested on regen, bottle, and morbid. So yeah, don't go morbid. Use your bottle to keep you topped off. Go like Dragon Lances and Yashas. You asked for general tips. Don't make this TP. This is so weird, champ. There's literally no creeps here. You TP'd from here to here. I honestly can't fathom what the fuck you're doing. Meaning, like, I actually have no idea what this is. There's nothing going on here. You're already nearby. This is definitely a Herald TP. Very confused.
This will come in handy.
That's just, you know, gotta do a quick, like, that. I don't know what that was.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Your TP usage is really important.
To the middle tower.
That's a tip I can give. And randomly TPing like that is very bad. You see 3 heroes mid. You see 1 hero bottom. There's a creep wave top and a creep wave mid to farm. And you're jungling.
Middle tower.
That's a tip, is you should farm creep waves over lanes. So generally, if I'm a farming hero like Morph, I'll farm away from the opponent. So I'll see all these heroes show here, right? And I'll immediately finish, maybe finish the camp I'm on, and then go to top lane, because it's available. You know, if you just linger like you do, you end up running into heroes. Because you're basically not reacting to what the opponent's doing. You just see 3 heroes mid and you just continue doing what you're doing. You actually go towards them. I mean, you have bottle morbid. I mean, effectively fighting-wise, you have like a Wraith Fan and a Blade of Alacrity. Yeah, you could have just farmed top that whole time. But, here we are. Yeah, I mean, if I knew what your intent was when you picked Morph, which was to just farm triangle all day, I mean, this is just not going to win you games. I don't know how to say this, but if you're playing this area, when there's creep waves to farm like this, you just literally don't exist in the game. Nobody in the game feels your presence. You're literally like an NPC on the side of the game that is hitting some, like, gathering some gold, and that money matters, like, to nobody else in the game. Your influence in Dota is established by pushing waves, pressuring areas, picking and choosing fights. That's what establishes control in Dota. So this is like another perfect example where we see 3 heroes mid, 1 hero bottom, and there's like 9 creeps top, and you're just gonna farm an ancient camp. Oh, no, you ran top. Pog. Never mind. I was about to flame, but you're good. First time we've cleared a creep wave. We see them all mid. If you're gonna go to fights, you either TP to them or you walk away from them in this type of situation because you're farming. So when you're farming somewhere that's not at a fight, you're either going to TP to the fight or you're gonna walk to farm. Doing what you did here, where you walk like halfway and then TP, is very bad. It's very inefficient. The reason why you walk to farm, like you would farm this area, and then decide to TP to fight, is because you're making a choice. You're committing, right? You're giving yourself, not committing. You're giving yourself options. You're giving yourself the option to farm this, or the option to go to the fight. Either way, you're doing one or the other, right? At every moment, you're either farming or you're fighting. And here, you see a fight and you walk towards it. So in the meantime, while you're not at the fight, you're literally doing nothing, right? So then you feel pressure because you're doing nothing. So then you TP to the fight, which you could have just been hitting these creeps the whole time instead of TPing like that. So generally speaking, if you have a TP available, a fight happens on your side of the map, and you're trying to farm, you just never walk to it. You never walk towards the fight. And if you're gonna walk towards the fight, you know, you finish the walk. You know? What happened here? You just wait. Sorry, press forward.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, you just morphed in or waveformed in with no mana.
Dire should look to their top tower. Radiant's bottom tower is in danger.
My thrift rewarded.
Money to burn.
Where was this earlier, you know? Why weren't you pushing top earlier? Why are you TPing to your team right now? The fight hasn't happened. Okay.
Tower is under attack.
Fortune's change.
Okay.
Tower is under attack.
I guess my issue is that if you TP'd in with the intent to fight, that's great. Like you started the fight yourself, so that's fine. Like I personally would not have done that, but so you take this fight, or like you start this fight, you go on sniper in the back. So what you're supposed to do here is you're supposed to go out of vision. You backpack all of your items while bottling, and then you use wand. So, you know, we'll show you, right? So we'll mimic this exact scenario. Level 16 with these items. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Prepare for battle.
Okay. So you were in a situation, I think, with about this much HP, and then there was an enemy. Free spells.
Yes.
Okay. So this is where you were at. So this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go out of fog so people can't see you. Morph all the way down. Do this. Do this. And then morph back up. Hey, look, you're ready to fight.
Streaming.
Right? This is efficiently using morph. You'd also bottle while all your stats were in your backpack. You know, that was bad because in this game there's no cooldown on items. So I actually did that incorrectly because there's no cooldown on items in this. So just do one more time. Because I didn't realize there's no item cooldown in this. You would do this. Oops, sorry. Then this. And then this. And then suddenly you're almost full HP. Right? This is how morph works. You should practice in a lobby. I have a video on Power Treads Explained. It talks about how all of this shit interacts with each other. It's in my Morphling guide as well. It's super important to understand how Morph can abuse HP pool. And I've seen you go to base twice when you could abuse HP pool. So you don't know how this hero works, I think. Where is it? Fast forward. Yeah, so there's just no reason to go to base here, is what I'm trying to say. You could have saved these wand charges, morphed all the way down to 0 HP, backpacked your items, used the wand, use a bottle charge, and you're going to be like 90% HP. You're actually going to be 90% almost full mana. But instead you are not. You're going back to base. You basically removed yourself from the fight for 40 seconds because you don't understand how morph works, right?
Is under true competitor honors a pause. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Tower is under attack. Tower is under attack. Tower.
So what you need to do here at the end of the fight is you need to morph all the way down to 0 HP. I know this is a shocker because Lena just respawned. You need to morph all the way down to 0 HP, backpack this, use 2 bottle charges, use your wand charges, Morbid Mask lifesteal off these creeps, and you're going to be back to full HP. Very cool. Instead, we're just sitting here with half HP. You need to go into a private lobby or something and practice your use of morph and regen items. It's non-existent. You're not resetting at all. You kind of just like finish fights and then you end up getting no towers off of it because you're like half HP rather than full. Got it in the backpack. Yikers. That's just tragic.
Hey, where did I go?
Radiant's tower is under fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Boy, first killing spree.
Fortune's changed.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom.
So whenever I get tower, or whenever I get kills, I want to advance on the map. It's really important. It's really important to turn these kills into objectives, into lane pushing, into map control. So if you've noticed this game, every single time you get kills, you go back and farm a creep wave. You're not resetting your health and mana, and then you go back and farm. What I need you to do right now is get these kills, run to the next available creep wave in the mid lane, clear it, and then go from there, okay? Because what's going to happen is this lane's going to get pushed all by itself, and then after you push this creep wave, what's going to happen is these creeps are going to be pushed, right? And it's going to give you the option to go hunt for a kill while these creeps farm down the lane. And then if you don't want to get a kill or you don't find an opportunity, then you're now going to have the option to go push this tower, okay? But because you guys just continue hunting, ignoring creep waves, you're just not going to get any towers off this. You killed 2 heroes, and you effectively farmed 3 people bottom while your Tide was getting killed mid. This is just incredibly bad capitalizing on kills. I feel like you play the game so scared. I feel like 95% of the game you've been on your own side of the map. Every chance you get, if you see creeps behind you on the map, you go to them. Whether those are jungle camps or whether or not those are lane creeps. I feel like you never try to actually just advance on the map. You're always playing the safest farm, doing the safest things, and what that results in is the game just never fucking ends because you're just never actually punishing the opponent when you kill them. I want you to notice how many fights you guys have won, and it never left your map side. Like, the lanes have always been pushed in. You've never been on their side of the map invading. It's because every time you win fights, you just retreat to your side of the map anyway. What was the point? Why did we fight if we're just gonna, like, let them have their map back again? That makes no sense. The fact that Tide was here all alone, this guy's only 40 MMR, but he's definitely thinking, what? We just want to fight. Where's my team? That's what I'd be thinking. You should definitely buy Shard this game, I think, against a lot of disable. For the attribute shift while stunned. Okay, so now your team's the one doing what you were doing.
Invisibility.
Okay. Unintentional BKB usage. I'm actually okay with what just happened here, though. You were pushing top, and then you TP'd to fight, and then your team was just dead, and then bought back and died again. Okay. Yeah, I've seen enough. I think the tips I gave you are exactly what you need to hear. Hope it helps. I mean, I'll just tell you, man, usually when you're this low MMR, the tips are pretty simple. Use spells in lane. That's a huge tip. Don't go back to base with full mana. Advance on the map when you get kills. Look to do something with them. Prioritize creep waves over creep jungle. And there's a few other things, but those are going to help you a lot if you follow them. It's not fancy what it takes to get out of 40 MMR. So hopefully that helps, man. If you're stuck to Morphling, then definitely abusing his attribute shift and health pool is very important. And you're not doing that at all either. So thanks for signing up, man. Okay, next one. Okay. And Dota's been so buggy with like full screen recently, like it tabs out a bunch and stuff.
It's in
So I'm just letting you guys know, long time overdue. I am officially establishing a stream schedule. Every morning stream will only be replays. I'll be doing morning streams on Mondays and Wednesdays. They will just be replays. They'll only be 2 or 3 hour long streams. So the goal of this schedule, once I release it, like once I have like an official infographic for it and command and all that kind of stuff, is that I don't have to hear those questions. And it's not because I blame the people asking the questions. I understand why you're asking the questions. But that's, it's for me to make it so you guys know what's going on and you don't have to ask. You know, I feel like the reason why people always ask me what's going on is because I haven't made it clear to you guys what's going on. So, yeah, these streams are only replay streams. Pubs at 9 a.m. Eastern or 9 a.m. Europe time are not good. 10 a.m. Europe time, they're not good. So I'm not going to play pubs at this time. Just letting you know that that question is exactly why I'm establishing a schedule. Okay. Kemp Day, thanks for the Twitch Prime. I am an EU. I can type EU, I think. Okay. 1 hour. Replay. Welcome back, everybody. Got ourselves a BSJ replay. This is a Luna 1240 MMR. Says games are either 100% stomp or 100% feed. I can't figure out how to break above 3K. I get to 2K-ish, then drop back to 1K, and I've bounced between the two for 7,000 games. Holy shit. That's a lot of games. Kind of want to push out now. I've watched all the content from you and recently changed my keybinds to help, so still rebuilding some muscle memory to see if that was the problem. I really struggle to come back from behind. I seem to always make the wrong calls in the moment. For context, the above game was a stomp, and this next game was the total opposite. Did you ask me for 2 replays? I don't think I downloaded the other one. I'll check. Sorry if you did. Yeah, I didn't download this second one. I did not see this. If you have the second one, then I will need that from you. I remember somebody asking if they could send me 2. Was that you? Let's see. I don't see anything from you about this. Okay. Maybe I messed up somehow. I did not see this second game, so I'm only going to watch the first one. You can message me or Whitney M. Griff on Discord to resolve whatever happened here. So yeah, I'm going to replay your first. I'm going to watch your first replay and go from there. You said this game's a stomp, so we'll see what happens in this game.
the bag.
Look how they flee before
Man,
this one's
Consider yourself warned.
I don't know. Buy items,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this Dota match.
please. Okay. Looks like lane equilibrium management's quite poor. Let's rewind. Jakiro pushed a little bit, and so did you. I just want you to notice how much you push this lane unnecessarily. We want the lane right in front of our tower. You're gonna hit. There, no, you're okay. I guess Jakiro kind of ruined it. Okay, that's fine. So right now, you need to drag to your range ASAP. This is actually totally salvageable. You drag to your range, you get it denied off. The lane's gonna still slightly push, but it's not gonna like double up. We don't want that. We never want it doubled up. So if you don't draw to your aggro to your range like this, in this exact scenario, which happens a lot, the lane's always going to push, and you don't want that. You need to draw aggro to range now, too. The key to maintaining lane equilibrium is never doubling up range creeps. So it's always important when the lane pushes out to draw aggro to your range. Okay. Yeah, you're just laning with no laning items. I need you to have a Wraith Band. I need you to have a stick. I need you to just have items. You're effectively playing with, like, this is 2 slippers of agility. So you're playing with, like, starting item net worth right now. Like, you could start the game with Tango's 2 slippers and a quelling. You're at 3 minutes and 15 seconds. You effectively have 600 net worth. Okay. It's just not good. This is very bad efficiency of starting items. I have an entire Luna guide. Watch it. Buy those items. Save you some money on that time spent. You know, if you say you've watched my Luna guy, or you say you watched my content, I don't think I've ever gone Quelling Blade, Tangos, Rush Band of Evelyn Skin, no other items. I don't think I've literally ever done that in the history of my life. So yeah, just need items. You have literally 0 HP items at 5 minutes in. You're a squishy, agi, ranged hero with no HP. So they manage to stun you once, you die. No secrets here. None of this is, you know, some news flash.
denied.
So there's a balance in Dota. There's laning items and there's farming items. If you're dying in lanes, if you're not getting enough farm in lanes, that means you're buying not enough laning items. If you're like leaving the lane and jungling, you know, with wand, then you bought too many laning items, right? So there's a balance in here somewhere. Your balance has been to buy 0 laning items, which I would say I would have to be in an atrocious, unplayable matchup like Viper offlane, where no matter how well I play the lane, I am jungling at level 5 and never coming back. That's like the only exception, you know? My lane is so fucking bad, I will not be here anymore. But your lane's fine, and you're laning, and you have no laning items. I don't like it. You're just rushing Morbid. I would have pulled that wave, probably, instead of farming it just like that.
Blessings upon a loyal
Max the skill out, gives your entire team damage at nighttime. It's also better with Morbid Mask, because you're getting more lifesteal.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I'll take that as tribute.
There is little hope for
Yeah, I think nowadays on jungling heroes with Mask of Madness, you just have to buy Wraith Band, because without the Wraith Band, you just run out of HP. You bought yourself a salve, though. Maybe that was from the shovel. I haven't seen you look back at top a single time. We need to be willing to consider returning to top. I feel like whenever I watch replays or coach 1 to 2k MMR players, you guys either just jungle or you lane, no in between. There's absolutely an in between, you know? You prioritize laning, and then when you push out the lane, you go jungle. You prioritize jungling. When the enemy pushes it into your tower, you defend. You know, you're full HP. This DK is completely alone. You know, you see his team on the rest of the map. He doesn't allow to, like, solo take this tower. That's your job as a carry. It's your job as a carry to, like, babysit the map for your team. To make it so that nobody else in your team has to do this, like, grunt farm work so that they can go do other things. So if you're just going to stick to jungling rather than ever going back top, which I know is the case since you're not even looking at top, you're just giving a free tower to this DK. This is you, man. This is all you. This is literally all that fucking matters. This is so much all you, man. I literally need you to farm through the jungle, seeing that DK is pushing the lane in, end up here, clear this wave, and then walk back through the jungle. Oh, it's just such a game changer, man. I don't know how many of you guys I have to tell this shit. Stop going to the triangle unless the opponent makes you go to the triangle. It is not 2019 anymore, guys. This is how you played in 2019. It is not 2019. You make them shove you into the triangle, okay? They have to run at you to make you stop farming these camps. Then you start farming these camps. And then they run at you more. And then you start farming these camps. And then they run at you more. And you're like, ah, man, I guess I'm stuck in the triangle now. And that's how you end up in the triangle, okay? If you're just walking to the triangle willingly, you're playing 2019 Dota. People have advanced 3 years in strategy. 3 years of advancement. Act like you are too. Play this area. Defend your tower on your own. Clear these creeps. Push it out. Farm your entire jungle. Rinse and repeat. Watch my games. Watch them. Watch any high-level carry player. They will stick to this area as long as humanly possible. They will literally stay here as long as they can. It's the same thing on Radiant. It's why Dire's win rate was like 59% last patch. Because this jungle is better than this one. That's it. So if you're playing stack farmers, I pretty much always try to pick them on Dire. I mean, that's like a small side note. But you guys just literally give up this area. It's painful. The 5 to like 15 minute mark is literally a mini game where this is like 10 out of 10 aggressive, all the way gradient to like here, which is a 1 out of 10. And you need to know exactly where you can play. The more aggressive, the better, right? Like, you just need to make sure you're not dying, but you're playing as aggressively as possible without dying. This is a 10 all the way to here, which is a 1. Look at all this open area, green pastures, clear, farm, and you're just triangle jungling. There are so many reasons why this is so bad. And the basic idea is that your hero can have influence on the lanes getting pushed. Your hero can defend towers. You can push out lanes and make the opponent defend their towers. You can have impact in the game while you are hitting creeps. It's amazing. People watch my stream and they watch other carry players and they go, how do these guys just get away with AFK farming all game? And it's because we're not AFK farming. We're fucking pushing creep waves instead of just retreating to the fucking jungle every time. Sorry. This is pent up anger from hundreds of replays of people just doing the same shit over and over again. So it's not your fault. Please, mini game. 10 out of 10, 1 out of 10. You need to think exactly how far up you're allowed to play. If they're not making you leave this area, then you stay here. Once they make you leave this area, then you go to this area. If they make you leave there, then you go to this area. If they make you leave there, then you go to this area. Be like a fucking gnat, okay? You're a gnat. This is the human's arm. You're trying to get on the human's arm, and you're making him swat you away. And if he leaves for a second, if his focus of attention leaves his arm, you're back on his arm. You're back right there. You're like, oh, this is my human arm that I want to piss him off. I'm going to keep going back. Right here, I'm a little fucking gnat. They have to be constantly forcing me away from their arm. This is you, right here. This is you giving up. The guy went like this, and you're like, well, I guess I'm never going back. I'm done.
His top tower is unradiant. Should look to their middle tower. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, so this is why the entire map collapses around you. Nobody on the enemy team is forced to go here for 50 seconds. So they kill this tower, they kill this tower, and now you have nothing left. I mean, it's so fucking predictable, dude. Look at the map just crumble around you. Your team is literally playing 4v5. That's literally what's happening. Like, why is this happening? Because nobody on their team is here. Imagine if you're here, this is pushed out, this tower is getting forced to be defended by one of these heroes. None of this shit's happening. Literally none of this shit's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Either they're gonna do this, in which case you're gonna then kill this tower for free, which means, when I say for free, I mean you're trading towers, so at the end of the day, it's a trade. But the map is literally crumbling. You're losing buildings, your teammates are fighting 4v5. Why? Because there's a fucking jug participating in the game. Like, that's why. And here we are. We have no towers. We retreated to jungle. Literally, I could end this replay right here and have this be the sole focus of your next 100 games, dude. I'm telling you, it could be the sole fucking focus of your next 100 games to just glue yourself to this lane as long as possible, okay? That could be the sole focus, and you will gain MMR. I promise you, man. I could end it right fucking here. You've already fucked up royally. If you go to the triangle unnecessarily, you've ruined the game. You've actually ruined the fucking game. I'm not even, like, exaggerating. You will just lose games this way. You're basically saying, please, team, win the game 4v5 for me while I farm. That is what you are doing. It is not going to work. You will not reliably control the win. You will have completely high variance games because you are not controlling them. Okay? Okay, we showed up to mid. Oh god, we got killed. Okay. Okay. So we see 4 heroes mid. Okay. God. Give me a second, I'm sorry. I have this really bad habit, Chet. Okay? I have this really bad habit. I talked about this on stream the other day. I get defensive about random things as a streamer, right? And for whatever reason, I get defensive that people aren't doing what I tell them to do. Okay. It's like, I'm taking it offensively that you're bad. Which is just kind of wrong, right? It's just wrong. I shouldn't be offended that you're bad. You're literally coming to me to get coached. So we're going to pause for a second. We're going to drop the BSJ getting offended because replay coaching session person is bad. Let's just go over the summary. Buy laning items. Check. Glue yourself to your lane as long as possible. If you can't actually lane efficiently, then prioritize jungling, looking to return to your lane at all costs. If you're jungling this area between 5 to 10 minutes, your only 2 points of focus are the jungle camps and what's happening currently in the lane to make sure you can return to it when it pushes into your tower. You didn't look at your lane a single time, that's a big no-no. Never retreat to your triangle unless the game is absolute fucking ass and there's nothing else for you to do in the game. Because then the entire map just collapses on you like you saw here. Now, next step. We are now caught up to where we are in the game. Next step is that when you are farming, I want you to realize that every minute, the map effectively resets. You know? It's a new day, right? All the creep waves respawn, the jungle camps respawn. Literally, as a farming hero, which is honestly in the current landscape of Dota, all 3 core roles are farming heroes, right? Players have just gotten way better at the highest level. They do everything around efficiency. That's just how players play. So everything on the map effectively resets every minute. So what that means as a farming carry is at this stage in the game, you have two jobs. One is to not die. So that requires like trying to have basic map awareness, trying to think about where the opponent is. So an example of basic map awareness here is that you guys just got a kill. You just started pushing mid tower and the entire enemy team's missing. So like basic map awareness would tell you that the enemy's probably around mid because your team's pushing it and they're all missing, right? So then the next step is that since the map resets every minute and that we are trying to control as much of farm as possible, is to start the minute as far aggressively on the map as possible. What I mean by that is which jungle camp, which creep wave can you farm that is the furthest towards the opponent at the start of the minute, right? So in this example, you have a bajillion wards in the top half of the map. You should feel like you are literally chilling in your cozy home with 5 alarms set, okay? And the only way they're going to get you is a 4-man smoke or some shit while they lose mid tower, okay? But either way, we have so much vision here. So what I would be thinking in my example here is that I know as a Dota player that you need to check the clock probably once every 10 to 15 seconds. The clock is literally the most important information on your entire screen, even more than your mini-map, I think. Like, your mini-map's definitely, it's close. Probably clock plus mini-map are tied for first, okay? So, what I would be thinking right now is that I have all the information in the world. It's 14:41. In the next 20 seconds, I can probably farm 1 creep camp on top of this one and a creep wave, maybe 2 creep camps, you know? Just kind of depends on what's happening in the game. So, like, I could farm this plus 2 other things, right? And so I know, since I have all this information in the top half of the map, that I can advance for the next 20 seconds. And this all comes with the idea that at the next minute, which is 15, I'm going to be far forward on the opponent's side of the map. And what that's going to do is I'm going to go push a lane, I'm going to do something aggressively, and if they try to gank me, I'm walking away from them, right? Because I'm literally running back to my side of the map. So if they try to gank me, what effectively happens is I've already pushed the creep wave, I've already farmed the creep camps, they're effectively invading an area that has nothing until 16 minutes, okay? Like, that's basically how it works. So what I'm seeing here is all the opportunity in the world to walk left and go push this and go farm this and then use the 15 minutes to either push the next creep wave because the opponent's like still showing or whatever, or to like walk all the way back like this and farm, right? And that's going to make you die way less. It's going to make you force opponent reactions way more. It's going to enable your team to do things. And it's going to give you guys way more farm because if the opponent tries to walk onto your side of the map, you've already taken the creeps that are closest to them. But instead, I feel like this is about as aggressive as you could go all the way over here. You start your 15-minute mark over here. It needs to be at least close, you know? Like, close. My neighbor probably hears me and is like, what the fuck? It needs to be close, okay? Like, the closer you are to the right answer, the better player you are, you know? If you chose to start here instead of here, that's, like, close, you know? You're, like, on the right track. But when I watch you play, you're literally just AFK. Like, you literally don't exist in the game. Like, the first moment you had, you went to the triangle. You had this opportunity to go push top and be aggressive to start the 15-minute mark, and you walked all the way to literally the most passive jungle camp on the map, right? So this is what's making you lose, man. You have literally no influence on the game. Literally zero. So what's happening is there's a massive fight going on mid, and you effectively do not exist. Like, you literally do not exist in the game. I need you to see this. Like, you other than the gold you're accruing, you literally don't exist. Right? But what if you had pushed this? What if this wave's getting cleared? What if you then have the choice between pushing this tower while this goes on or just farming literally everything backwards? And then while you farm backwards, you're naturally going to like loop your way to your team, right? Like all these things are positive where it's giving you the choice to push top or to continue farming. It's giving you the choice to continue farming or go to this fight. What's your choice right now? I guess I'm hitting a jungle camp. That's your choice. And that's what happens when you farm the map like a little bitch, okay? That's what happens when you could be all the way over here and you're farming over here. That is what happens, okay? So what I will tell you is this. Almost everybody who feels like their games are complete stomps or they stomp, it's because they have literally no impact on the game. It's because you guys don't do anything that controls the game. So what effectively happens is you feel like you don't control anything. You feel like the game's completely out of your hands. You said this game was a fucking stomp. The game's literally tied. Well, look at the net worth. It's literally fucking tied. What do you mean stomp? Like, it feels like a stomp because you're not doing anything. You know, like, fuck. Like, man, things seem pretty astronomical when you don't control them, guys. I'm telling you right now, when you don't have the control of the situation, things are scary. Things are intimidating, you know? Problems surmount. They're very formidable. You know, you're just like, damn. Like, this is crazy. I feel like we're just losing. Well, it's because you're farming the map like a little bitch. Okay? That's why. Okay. So look at the map right now. We see their farming carry bottom. We see our team pushing mid. So it's 1647. We have the choice to farm the map like a little bitch, or we have the choice to walk back top and push this lane out because it's Jug and the rest of his team is mid. It's only DK top. So this option nets us an ancient camp, but allows a DK to solo push this lane, thus giving the opponent complete map control because they're pushing bottom, solo pushing mid, and they can, solo pushing top, and they can defend mid. This option makes us a fucking Giga Chad, push the DK out of top, and then continue farming this side of the map. But instead, let's go ahead and farm like a little bitch, okay? Let's go ahead and go to this area, farm like a little bitch. What happens when you farm like a little bitch? You randomly get invaded, right? You randomly get ran at. Fights happen on your side of the map. Thank God Jug's a little bit of an idiot, you know? That was his bad there. Honestly, that was just whatever that was. Okay, we're going to keep farming here. Gonna push this out. 18 minutes, perfect. We can start really aggressively on the map. Send Mantilusions down, farm backwards. This is a good minute. We'll consider this minute a win. So we see a big fight going on bottom, and we're gonna go push mid because there's a big fight going on bottom. So 19 minutes, we see a fight going on bottom. We literally know nobody on the enemy team is here, right? We see them all. We can use this time to start the 19-minute mark farming aggressively. Not farming like a little bitch, okay? So we're going to take this 6 seconds, and we're going to walk really far left, clear this creep wave, and then start our farming pattern backward again. But instead, we have all the information in the world to advance on the map, and we're going to sit here as a 399 move speed Agi hero. Fucking farm like a little bitch. That's what we're going to do. And this, my friend, is why you're 1K. Thanks for signing up. That's my tips for this game. Game was not a stomp. I watched a perfectly fine game. That was very even. Don't know what you thought was a stomp about it. Thanks for signing up. Looks like you won, but painful to watch. Okay. Okay, guys, we got, what time is it? 11 a.m. Got time for one more, I believe, maybe two. Okay. Can I get a smile, BSJ? Honestly, like, the thing is, I get angry because, for whatever reason, I care so much that the people that watch my content aren't doing what I want them to do. And it's probably partially failure on my part to teach, right? It's probably that this concept has not been made clear. I've definitely made one or two videos on it, but I don't think it was specifically about this. So maybe players like this just missed the video. Maybe they missed the memo. You know, maybe it just didn't register to them because the way I explained it was different in that example. So I mean, I probably need to remake that video in a way that's, you know, more concise. It would probably be best done with my own replays, like literally analyzing my own replay and talking to you guys about how I think when I farm. I'll make a note of it. Where's my notes for videos to do? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I took a note of it. That's probably a video concept that needs to happen. I've learned better how to farm from you, and I try to keep it in mind. Nice, man. I mean, if you guys are attempting, that's all I can really ask for, right? Okay. Got ourselves a really high MMR replay. Really high MMR. 7,100, 4 position. Oops. Caps lock was on. Whoopsie. We have hour and a half into the stream. Okay. Welcome back, Carbonal. Hope you're doing well, man. We got ourselves a 7,100 MMR Marana replay. It's a very high MMR game for compared to our average, I would say. We got, hey, man, it's been a while. Hey, that's what I said. I didn't even read this yet. But since you last did a replay review for me, I've gained about 800 MMR. Easy dunk on the haters. Thanks for the plugged comment. And now you're floating around 7,000 to 7,200. In this replay, it's another support game, but I wanted to submit this because I was a little confused how we lost this game. I'm wondering if it was a lineup thing because at some point the game just became super hard and we were owning early. Omni plus Huskar, too good. Very strong combo. Obviously, share my other normal replay review things and criticisms you have of my gameplay. Congrats on your own recent MMR successes, and I like your diary series. Nice, man. Let's fucking go. Nice to hear that from, you know, fellow high MMR player. Even though, from my perspective, you're fucking trash. I'm just kidding, man. Sorry. We got ourselves a ward to start the game.
30 seconds.
Stat items to get some right clicks in. Most likely against Troll Omni. Huskar is definitely a cheese hero. I've straight up just lost games to him this patch. Okay, start the lane off with some trades. Ooh, easy kill. Okay, good start. They left the hard camp open for you. I think it's really bad to arrow that range creep. I think a lot of Maranas make this mistake. So the reason why it's bad to arrow this range creep is because the opponent has not aggroed onto it yet. the lane is actually, you want the lane back, right? Whenever you have, so it's really, okay. Whenever you're playing in the off lane, it's really important we get the lane to right here, right? That's the goal. We want the lane to get right here. We want to static it. We want to prevent the opponent from pulling, and then we just take all the good trades. This is especially important on heroes like Slardar that operate on chase distance and rely on getting a few levels before they want to be aggressive. Because Slardar, basically, for the first like 3 or 4 levels, he just wants to defensively aggro, pull the lane in front of his tower, and then just Bing chill there for until he gets like level 4 in boots, you know? That's how this hero wants to play. So by arrowing this range creep that was not going to die to anything else, you're effectively griefing the lane equilibrium when you could have also just used arrow on the camp, or you could have just waited to use arrow. Like if Troll decides to defensively aggro here, then arrow usage is great. But by arrowing this creep, you're effectively making it so these 3 creeps don't have anything to do. And then now they're just going to like come back here and kill the creeps. So it's going to make it more difficult for Slardar to defensively aggro. Like if he had pulled these 3 creeps to his range, then Slardar could have much safer, much easily pulled those two creeps to him. And this would all be good. But I would consider that a lane equilibrium grief. The lane's now pushing in. If you're going to do this, if you're going to do what you did here, which is effectively pushing the lane, you should be abusing the hard camp pull. You're effectively trading with the opponent when your offlaner's clearly in no position to trade. You're only level 1. The lane's like not in a good spot. We want the lane either pulled back by virtue of defensive aggro or by virtue of this camp. So this to me just looks really low skill in terms of trading by both of you. I just don't want this. I want you to focus on your own game. So like if I'm a support, I'm focused purely on fixing the lane equilibrium in any way I can. That's all I care about, because that's all that should matter to cores. And I'm telling you that the reason why I hate supporting cores that are lower MMR than me is because I can tell they operate on, they think about the lane at a lower level than I do, and it bothers me. But a nice thing about playing 4 more so than 5 is you have a lot more control over the lane equilibrium. So if you're keeping this camp alive, the lane's pushed into here, you should always be threatening it, always. If the opponent's allowing the big camp to spawn when the lane's right here, and the Omni is not playing over here to prevent you from pulling, oh man, that is so fucking noob, man. That is so fucking noob. Just punish him, dude. Please. Please just pull the fucking minute 15 wave where Troll's level 1 and there's no fucking way he can walk over. Honestly, if your Slardar dies here and they miss an entire creep wave because of it, it was worth it. I promise you. It was so fucking worth it. But instead, we're engaging in this low-skill shenanigans. I can't fucking stand it. This hurts me to the core. Holy shit, this is so NA of you. Okay. Sorry, that was unnecessary. So, lane still pushed out. We're still trading and taking every single engagement right near their tower. Lane still pushed in, and we haven't threatened the big camp pull once. I really would love to know what you're thinking. You've had at least 3 opportunities to pull the hard camp, and you're just simply not. So a lot of times when I watch 7K support players, they're not very good at manipulating pull camps. They're just not that great at it. I think, like, in comparison, like, it's a... I don't want to say you guys aren't that great at it. You're way worse at it than like 9 to 10K support players, okay? Like, it's a big difference between you guys. You have had so many opportunities to use this pull camp, and you have not used it once. I need your sole focus in every single lane you play to get the lane. Ah, shit, I just spilled some monster. GG. To get the lane right fucking here in any way you can, whether it's defensive aggro or pulling the camp. If you've had opportunities to make that situation happen, and you're not making it happen, you're a fucking noob. I'll be right back. I would love to know your thoughts about why you're not pulling this hard camp, in the sense that I'm challenging you to explain yourself to yourself, you know, obviously because we're not doing like a live coaching session. And then I want you to fucking chuck those thoughts out the window because they're less important than getting the lane in front of your tower, all right? I just need you to know what these thoughts are, and then I want you to chuck them out the window because they're less important. Okay. Okay, lane's pushing in again. Another opportunity to pull it. Okay, we're just gonna keep laning. Okay, lane's pushed in. Another opportunity to... Oh, the first time the lane's actually not pushed in because it went into their tower. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we stacked. We're letting them pull the small camp. Not good.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The prize is mine.
I'm gonna be straight with you, dog. You guys had literal control of this lane for 4 minutes, and the Omni Knight has pulled more times than you. Yeah, it's the only thing that matters, man. Pull camps. It's literally the definer of high MMR Dota, man. Is how well you abuse pull camps. If you abuse the large camp better than this 5 abuses the small camp, you have won the lane, okay? That is just how it goes.
Death with honor.
Oh, you guys could have stomped this fucking lane top. You guys could have fucking stomped it, man. Oh, you could have stomped it so hard. Omni Knight's so useless in lane. Are we gonna pull hard camp for the first time yet? I'm ready. Nope. Okay. Don't go Earn against Omni. It's a little bit of a weird champ there. The guy has like a 12-second cooldown spell that removes it. This is definitely a bad Mirana game, though.
Dire's top tower is in danger. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is in danger. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is in danger. Radiant should dive to their middle tower.
If I buy Earn in this game, I'm primarily using it to keep myself full. That's why I would use it. Because of Omni Knight. Need Dust against Bounty Hunter. Okay, we got some kills. We're still chasing. I don't like that you're maxing Arrow against a summons-based lineup with an Omni Knight. This is all not adding up to me. You also have 2 cores that don't sit on lanes very much. Razor and... you have 3 cores that don't clear waves. Razor is your best wave clearer with Plaza Field. So, Slaughter doesn't clear waves. Bloodseeker doesn't clear waves. So, the way I would have envisioned this game is that I have 3 cores that don't really clear waves. We're against a lineup that's going to try to ball down lanes because they have Omni Huskar. And they've also got a pushing hero with Lycan. So I would have built purely to survive while I push lanes to help my team win the lane battle. I would actually be huge in this game because the opponent has no stuns. If you're playing Mirana against like no stuns, oh, you should just be fucking massive. Oh, you should just be so fucking farmed. You abuse the fuck out of that pull camp top. You fucking win the lane even harder than you did. And then in moments like this, I'm clearing this fucking creep wave off cooldown, dude. Watch these professional Mirana players. If they're allowed to farm creep waves, oh man, they'll just fucking jack off and farm creep waves all day. That's all Mirana fucking does, man. That's all the hero fucking does, is she just gets really fucking farmed. The hero doesn't actually do anything specific, right? She gives her team some invis. She has like a follow-up stun. She has like some random nuke damage and a mobility spell. But in terms of support, you know, like think about what she does in the game compared to a lot of other supports, you know? The other supports have very clear jobs. Think about Wyverns team fighting. Think about, you know, all these 4 positions who initiate, like the Earth Spirits and the Earth Shakers and the Tusks. These heroes all have specific purposes. Mirana's a jack of all trades, master of none. She doesn't fucking do anything, okay? She has an arrow. That's it. But you're against Omni Knight, so your hero's really not that useful. What your hero's usefulness is items, right? So we're talking probably, I'm thinking this game, I need to survive on creep waves. Probably the only person that's setting up kills on me is Bounty Hunter. So I would always have Dust on me. I would need some sort of Dispel to get rid of Track. And I also kind of want to keep my team alive while doing so. Like, the goal is that you buy items that keep you alive while pushing creep waves. And then once you're alive while pushing creep waves, your items also help your team. So against a team that's like 90% physical damage, I need a Dispel that is good against physical damage. I would either rush Lotus or Greaves, one of the two. I think both are reasonable. I would probably go Greaves first. I'd probably go like Greaves Lotus in this game. And then maybe if I need damage on my team, I would go like Acceptor, something like that. You could even go like Halberd against Huskar. That would be reasonable as well. The opponent has like 90% physical damage, right? So my thought in this game is, if I'm playing Mirana, can I farm creep waves? And who kills me, right? So my items keep me alive while I farm. Like I think playing Mirana is the most miserable against the spirits. Like I hate playing Mirana when the opponent picks like Ember and Storm, because you just like you can't farm creep waves. These guys just fucking kill you. So Mirana turns into kind of like an off-map arrow. That's what she turns into, which is fine, but the hero is way less impactful like that. And you should punish the opponent when they don't have heroes like this. You could literally be farming, jacking off by yourself, playing like a carry, and buying team items. That's what you could be doing this game, and you'll absolutely stomp and you'd win the game. I don't need you pushing mid-tower, to be honest. I'd want you playing top, pushing this in with a TP available, just like a carry would, because you can farm, and you don't have to be hero. Okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower.
So you go Mana Boots.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is in danger. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, you're pretty committed to fighting with your team. That seems like what you're doing all game. You maxed out Arrow. You're hanging out with your team. I just don't think this is the way to play Dota. I think the way to play Dota in the current iteration of Dota is to farm as much of the map as possible. I just want you to look at the map and see that the opponent's jacking off in their triangle. That's like what they're doing. Like if you watch really high tier Dota, I mean you're 7100, so I can literally tell you to watch professional Dota. These teams prioritize just farming as much of the map as possible. So what I'm thinking is I want them to be stuck here, and I just want our team to be farming all of this. Right? So that requires one person to be farming this area. That requires one person to be farming this area. That requires one person to farm here, one person to farm here, and the other person probably cleans up bottom wave. And that's 5 heroes. And that's what you guys are doing. There's absolutely no reason to be grouped as 4 and just jacking off against the opponent. There's absolutely no reason. Like, this pressure is what I call, like, fake pressure. You guys don't have tower pressure. You're not actually, like, advancing the game at all. You're farming the exact same amount as them because you have 4 heroes sitting in front of 4 heroes. I just don't engage in this shit. I would not be a part of this. I know it's like, spoiler alert, you end up losing this game. But even if I knew you won this game, I would like hate this. I just hate this whole idea of what you guys are doing here. I feel like this is just setting up for you guys to overextend into them because you feel like, well, we have 4 heroes there. We should just fight against an Omni Huskar, right? You're against Omni Huskar Bounty Hunter. Just give them no fights. They have no stuns, and they have purely defensive heroes with track. That's all they have. And instead, we're fighting them. I mean, I just don't like this fight, even if you guys win. I do not like it. I feel like it's an unnecessary fight. And meanwhile, Troll's AFK farming. Yeah, you guys won 3 for 1, and they advanced on net worth. They actually gained a 1,000 net worth on you there. I don't know if you saw that. And then your Bloodseeker dies after. Yeah, man, this is just the wrong approach to Dota. This is literally the wrong approach to Dota. All that matters in Dota is how much percentage of the map each team is farming, okay? So if you've forced the enemy to farm 15% of the map, your job is to go kill the guy that's not joining the team for the 15% of the map so that he joins the 15%. So, like, if I see this map orientation here, let me just rewind. If I see this scenario, what I'm calling as a support is to get my team to go kill the troll that I do not see. Right? I know Troll, I literally know Troll is on one of these 4 jungle camps. I'm just looking at the map, right? I know he's there. Where is he? Which one is he at? He's at this one. I know he's here. It's no fucking secret. It's super fucking obvious. You guys have literally all the information in the world, right? You have literally all the information you could ever need because you guys control everything. You guys control literally everything. You see 4 heroes. Like, you know Troll is not behind you. You know he's literally right here, right? He has to be. So, in this case, I see that we're controlling 80% of the map where 4 of their heroes are stuck here, and there's only 1 hero that is not stuck here. So what do I want to do with every ounce of energy, of resources that my team has, is make every hero on their team sit there, okay? So we hunt the guy that's by himself. So what you see in really high-tier Dota is this team will be sweeping across the map, killing this troll, or like forcing him back to his team. And then when you go invade the troll, then these guys are going to like advance like this, you know? They're going to like try to move out on the map because they feel like they need to do that. And then you clear this area of farm, and then you swoop back and, you know, herd these guys back into their triangle again, right? So we don't sit in the triangle and stare at them. It's just not good. It's never a net positive. I just hate this play. I hate this approach. Max your Starstorm when arrows countered. Buy items that keep your team alive. Don't buy Spirit Vessel against Omni Knight. Complete waste of an item. I'm literally like seeing how this is gonna turn negatively for you guys. You're allowing Troll to farm freely, despite the fact that you're up by 7k. You ran at the 4 heroes that are sitting in their triangle rather than the 1 guy that's farming his entire jungle. If you guys have watched my recent replays, maybe the one I just did literally 20 minutes ago, I screamed at this Luna to farm here as long as he possibly could. Like, carries, all they want to do is jack off in this area as long as they humanly can. If I can do it until 20 minutes, I'll fucking do it, man. It's the dream. I'm telling you, I could literally sleep like a baby at night if it was a drug that I could inject into my bloodstream that I could literally sit in this jungle. If that was somehow turned into a liquid substance, I would inject that shit. If I could just have the feeling of what it feels like to farm here for eternity. Oh man, I would just, I'd get so fucking high off that drug, man. It would feel so fucking good in like some drug form. I don't know why I'm doing this analogy, but it feels so fucking good to farm here. So what does that mean? Fucking don't let them farm there. That's what it means if you're winning. I don't care about this shit. This isn't fucking 2019. Why is everyone invading Triangle? Boot them out of their jungle. This shit's what matters. Get them out of here. Why is everyone so fixated on this shit? There's no camp here anymore. It's not even a fucking triangle. There's literally 2 camps. Let them have this shit. Take this. You guys are up by 7k. And how do you make sure that this gets taken? Rather than prioritizing mid tower, you prioritize getting this lane in and then eventually taking mid tower. So you're controlling this lane, you're controlling this lane. Basically, I didn't like that you guys are four-manning this tower when you could be pushing in this lane, pushing in this lane, and eventually getting mid tower and ensuring that they're not farming this. That's like the main emphasis, is while you guys were taking mid, while you guys are invading this area, Troll's jacking off, injecting himself with this dopamine rush of farming this area for eternity. That's what he was doing this entire time. And as a carry player, I can tell you that's all I want you to let me do. That's all I want you to let me do, man. That's all I fucking want. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't care if we're down by 7k. I don't care if you guys control literally everything that you want to control. If I get to farm here, I'm just living in euphoria, man. I am loving it. And you guys are just letting him do that. Oh, that's painful. Ugh. It's not 2019 anymore, guys. We're not invading fucking triangles. The triangle doesn't fucking matter. It's a lie, okay? It's a fucking bait. If you're winning, don't let them have this, okay? This is 2022, 7.32b. This is what matters, my friends. 7.32b, this area. Don't let them have it if you are winning, okay? Nice. We're finally in the area I want us to be. Great. Fantastic. Get them the fuck out of here. Perfect. So now, what we need to do is we need to have one hero push bottom. That lane's going to get pushed in. And then we're going to control this part of the map with 4 heroes. This is the dream. This is exactly what we want. All of our moves are don't give them a fight, farm this area. That is what we're thinking. Don't give them a fight, farm this area. We have Slardar, eventually get Roche. That is all that fucking matters here, okay? Because you have a Slardar. You have absolutely no tower taking potential. You have pretty good killing heroes. And your only objective ability on your team is Slaughter Ultimate to take Roche. So we're just going to farm this. We're going to have one guy TP down here and farm this. His job is to be smart and, like, not farm this area or anything. He's supposed to, like, you know, farm backwards and meet you guys here at some point. But your guys' job is just vibe. Just control this area, man. Push in the mid lane. Control these 4 camps. You've got all the map control in the world. If they run into you, you just leave because you're doing it to control farm. You're not doing it to force a fight. And they run into you, and then somebody's going to freely farm bottom, and then you're going to smoke back and take this area again, and then they're going to leave, and then you're just going to keep doing this, and then you're going to be up by 15k, and then 16k, and then you're going to take Roche, and then you're going to win. Okay? Let's see what happens. Something other than that, for sure. Okay, we're not trying to force fights. Please stop. Please just farm the camps. Please farm the camps. What are we doing? Oh, no, just farm the camps. Why are we in their triangle? Why are these camps going unfarmed? Why is this support being allowed to walk out here and D-ward? Oh, my fucking God. Oh, God. Oh, damn. Oh. Your job is to communicate exactly what I just said to you to your team. Guys, no cares triangle. Control this area. Sit on this fucking hill. Pressure top tower. I want every single one of these camps farmed, people. I want every single one of them farmed. If anybody on their team walks up this fucking hill, they're gonna get murdered. They're literally gonna get splattered by 4 heroes right fucking here. None of this shit matters. None of this shit matters. None of this shit fucking matters. Just farm these camps. Literally just farm them. Farm them over and over again. I want you to realize the enemy is farming this. You are farming this. Imagine if that just continues. If that just happens. For literally ever. What are they gonna fucking do, dude? What are they gonna do? They're literally gonna do nothing. They're gonna smoke into this hill, and you're gonna say, hey guys, when they smoke into this hill, walk away. And then you're just gonna walk away, because they only have like 3 smokes. So then, next time the guy walks up by himself, he's just gonna die. Oh, don't engage in this shit show. Your job here is, if you communicate that and your team ignores you, is to just keep farming these camps and push this wave. Just farm, bro. Don't buy shitty items against Omni Knight, and just farm, bro. Farm, bro. Just farm. Dude, guys, just watch professional Dota. It's not fancy, guys. It is fancy, obviously. The players are very fucking good. But what their motivation for what they're doing is not fancy. How many creep camps a minute can you farm? That is all that matters. We need our number to be more than their number. And in this case, you guys are literally like quadrupling the amount of neutral camps that you're going to be farming in comparison to them. And what are we doing? We're literally leaving the neutral camps. We're just ignoring them. We're just leaving them there. To what? Do you think this is defense of the towers? No, it's get creeps. That is the name of this game, is to farm creeps. BSJ, it's defense of the agents. No, it is get creeps. That is all that matters. If the opponent is giving you all the creeps, then take all of the creeps. That's it. The only reason you fight the opponent is because they're taking your creeps. That's it. You're like, I know that these creeps are ours. So if the opponent fights into you because they want these creeps, then they die. If they're not fighting to get creeps, then they don't get fights. And you just get all the creeps. It's crazy. I know. It's absolutely fucking nuts. But instead, we're just like trying to invade this fake triangle that doesn't exist anymore. I still don't understand this. Like, we could just be farming literally every camp on the map. Instead, we're using BKB cooldowns. We're dying to track.
You have learned nothing.
All I want is to just farm every camp on the map. That's all I want. Just farm every camp on the map. What? Just farm everything. Why are we... So I do get asked a lot, I have random viewers come in and they'll say like, hey man, BSJ, I'm like a 7K player hard stuck. What does it take to get out? the big difference I see in my games between like 7 to 8K players and like 9K plus is that 7 to 8K players, they don't have like a macro sense of the map. They don't think about what they're fighting for, right? It's like they're trying to be aggressive because they're winning, which like in the core of itself is actually a pretty high level concept, right? You guys are winning by 7K and you're attempting to be very aggressive, which like I would say your level of aggression is appropriate, right? You guys are up by 7K. That's a pretty high amount. You guys have been playing in the face of the opponent right here. That's like, you know, in a 3K game, you guys would just be back here, you know? So it's like, I want you to understand that I see what makes you guys like 7K players, okay? But now I need you to see why you're doing what you're doing, okay? This entire time, all that I noticed was you guys control this area and the camps aren't getting farmed. That was like, the thing about Dota is whenever somebody better than me talks to me about their perspective of Dota, they usually just give me a really simple description. It's not some convoluted essay of crazy things. It's literally like, that's all that matters to me. And then I'm like, huh. So what I'm telling you is all that matters is how many creep camps you're farming and controlling areas that contain creep camps. And right now, that is what this area is prime. This area is the prime real estate, especially because of just. I mean, it's just the best real estate on the map. These 4 camps, it's the fucking dream. I feel like whatever team is farming these 4 camps is just winning the game because they're by far the best 4 camps in the game right now. They're the closest to each other. They're easiest to stack multiple camps. It's next to Roche. There's an outpost there. It's just the strategically most important place on the map is right here. It's like if you're Dire and you're winning, usually the way to win is to Hodor. It's literally to just like have one guy defend top, one guy defend mid, and have the carry just jack off eternally here, and you just win the game. That's why Dire's win rate was like 59%, you know? But then Radiant has to actually invade, right? They have to take this area from Dire. They have to take a tier 2 tower, then they get the outpost, and then they take this area. It is almost certainly 90% sure the reason why Dire had like it was actually like 70% win rate at the major. This is the only fucking area on the map that matters. So you're 7K. This shit matters to you. So what I need you to know is I'm giving you a cheat sheet for this bracket, or sorry, I'm giving you a cheat sheet for this patch. This is the place that fucking matters. But it's really important to understand that this changes. And the core root of what you're thinking is what place on the map matters to you. Why does it matter? And in this case, pretty much everything you do when you're winning is to advance your lead, right? So whenever I'm winning, I think, what do my heroes do, right? I have kill heroes. Cool. You know, if I've taken the tier 1s, then the only reason I'm taking tier 2s is because I have heroes that push. That totally makes sense, right? No reason to pressure tier 2s if we have no push, which you don't. You have nobody that pushes towers. So then the next objective is Roche. Like, I'm thinking literally in my head, my only objective my team can take is Roche. So I address, this is like my thought when I'm winning. I'm winning. What's our next objective? That's Roche. And in the meantime, let's just control farm. That's literally what I'm thinking. I'm just like, we're going to get Roche eventually. I don't know when. There's never like, it's usually like an opportunistic thing. That's kind of how Dota works. Like, usually you'll know Roche is your objective, and then you'll just be thinking like, you'll just kind of be looking for an opportunity. Say you get like a kill on Huskar because he overextends. You guys are all right next to Roche. You're full HP, and you're like, okay, let's just walk into Roche. You know? You see 4 heroes bottom. Instead of defending bottom tower, you'd rather just take Roche. These are like examples of opportunities presenting themselves. But in the meantime, we just control farm. That's all we do. You know? We just outfarm the opponent until our objective comes up. At the very least, we're evenly cutting the map with the opponent. It's like, if we're up by like 1 or 2K, meaning we're winning, that means we're probably splitting the map with the opponent, meaning we're both farming about 50%, but we're farming the part of the map that we want to farm, meaning like the opponent's getting the 50% that we gave them, right? Not the 50% that they chose. So that's usually how it works when one team's winning by like 1 or 2K. is they'll just say, hey, we would rather farm near Roche. This is ours, and go from there. But when you're up by 7K, you know, the opponent's just stuck in their triangle. You can farm literally all of this. You have one guy farming bottom. He's going to farm his way backwards, you know. You guys are going to have, like, light pressure being placed on this tower. You're not, like, actually pushing it, but the lane's constantly pushing into the tower. The tower's going to get, like, chipped down and all that kind of shit. And eventually, after however long, you know, the opponent's going to eventually get tired of only farming their triangle. They're going to try to get out here. The bounty hunter's going to walk up this hill and fucking die, you know, all this kind of stuff. You guys are going to eventually get Roche, and then the game's going to close out, you know? That's what's going to happen. But anything else you guys do is just complete distraction. It's complete bait, complete waste of time. It's just so 7K, you know? It just doesn't make sense to the macro vision of the game. The fact that you guys are playing aggressively makes sense, okay? That is what makes you guys 7K, is you guys understand you're supposed to play aggressive. Exactly how you're doing it and why you're doing it, and you know, the little fine details of having wards on hills and controlling them and taking the farm from them and then backing off if they invade, or holding an area if you think they're going to walk up the hill, utilizing the information that the opponent gives you, all that kind of shit, is what makes you higher than 7K. That's where the line kind of gets drawn, especially as a support. So I don't like your items. I think this item's quite a bait against Omni Knight. Not sure what you were thinking there. And then, yeah, I would have prioritized much more farming this area, top lane for yourself. If I'm playing Mirana against no stuns, I'm just literally going to rice it up. I have that educational Smurf game in 4K. I was playing Mirana. It's literally what I would want you to do. Yeah, it was like 2 years ago. It's a different patch. It's the exact same shit. You could watch that game for reference. Honestly, it applies to your game here. The thing about my Smurf Mirana game that was from 2 years ago was that my team never left this area. So I was just kind of like AFK farming this area, hoping for something to happen. But in your bracket, people are going to be higher skill, right? They're going to be 7K. So your team will probably be playing like up here, like they were doing. But you can just be still doing the exact same thing, pressuring this area, telling your team to control this hill, ready to help your team if anybody on the enemy team walks up this hill. They're not allowed to do that kind of thing, and go from there. It's the exact same thing, just higher level in your game, right? So the fact that you're building items that are countered by the enemy 5, and then not keeping you alive while you farm, as a hero that's really good at farming, really hard to kill, really good at like constant map pressure. You're really good at picking and choosing what fights you want because of this spell. You guys are just like fighting underneath their tower. You have like assassin heroes, you know? Imagine if the opponent doesn't see you. How do they feel, right? They're against Bloodseeker, Rupture, Razor, who's going to like link you, Slaughter, who's going to amp you. They're just going to fucking die, right? They're going to be terrified. And you guys are like showing on top of towers. You're literally taking a kill lineup and pushing towers. Like, that's what you're doing. So when you have a kill lineup, there's two ways to go about it, right? It's to invade the opponent or prevent them from walking out. So against heroes like Omni Huskar, it's not generally better to invade them. They want you to go on them. That's the only way they can come back. You want them to be forced to invade. There's heroes that are very good at controlling areas, and there's heroes that are very good at invading areas. So when you're beating a team that has no stuns and is only good at controlling areas, Huskar is like a perfect archetype hero of controlling areas, then you don't engage into them. Like, why would you ever fight somebody when their only strength is to fight back? Like, that's their only strength. They have no stuns, no catch, no mobility on the map. They can't split push, right? Anybody who shows alone in a creep wave is just going to die. They don't have some, like, Void Spirit hero where, you know, you're going to TP in to try to kill him. He's going to, like, Astral Step the creep wave, dissimulate, Astral Step away, and TP out. There's no hero like that, right? If you know that any of their heroes is alone in a lane, you could literally TP in Slardar. You could, like, TP in one other hero at the same time who has, like, a 6-second TP, and you'll kill that guy. He's going to die. Like, they're not going to be allowed to leave this area. So, I'm going on this really long tangent because the way you're thinking about the map just needs to be advanced, you know? I'm happy to hear that you climbed 800 or more. That's awesome. But you're definitely stuck in the mindset of a 7K, and you can rise above it. So I hope this helped. That is it for this replay. Thanks for signing up, buddy. Definitely a game where it's going to snowball out of control. You know, they have a really good 5-man lineup. The Troll's been being allowed to farm most of the game. His net worth is probably pretty decent. Like, it's not great, but it's decent. And then they have aura builders, right? They have like a Death Ball-y Huskar or aura builder save support in the back situation. And you guys don't have any split push pressure. You guys don't have any AoE team fight. You guys are like a win lane control map kind of lineup. And so the second you guys lose control of the map, you kind of just lose. But okay. Like I would say the game's, I mean, the win probability graph is working in. Yeah, like you guys just went from 80% to, yeah, pretty glaring there. But okay, man. Thanks for signing up. Pretty good game. Okay, guys. Man, talking about Dota is so fun, but it's also exhausting. Lose map control in this simple step. Yeah. Yeah, Grillmeister. It's funny how life works, you know? When people hand you the answers, it always seems so obvious in hindsight. There's a lot of times where the hardest part is actually seeing the answer. It's not actually knowing what to do once you have the answer. That's why knowing people and learning from other people is always probably one of your most valuable resources, because a lot of times there's people out there that know the answers for the problems you're having. And then by simply having them explain their thoughts or like hearing from them about the answers, you just learn way faster. Right on, Karink TV. Welcome back. All the things I told him to remember is very difficult, right? It's like if you're like a 3K player, that's going to fucking fry your brain. Like, just being honest. It'll fry your brain to think about all that shit at once. But that's like what Dota is like slowly being able to process more information faster. That is what Dota is. Like, it is literally a race of the mind. It is like, how fast can you process this info? Not only do you need to know what info is important, I would say somewhere around like 8K is where most people know what information is important, most of them. But then as you go up from there, they apply it more creatively, more situationally. They have better answers. They figure it out faster. They come up with their own way of doing things. Like, that's how you kind of like keep going up, you know? Yeah. Main downfall is map checking. The map is literally like your health. You should be monitoring it at all times. Like, you should know how your body feels. You should know how the map feels. If you have lost track of the map for even 5 seconds, it can take you up to like a minute to really gather where everybody is again. That's, I think, a commonly misunderstood thing. People think like, you know, they're supposed to check the map once every 15 seconds. You should be feeling which areas of the map both teams control. What areas of the map people have been playing. You know, how much hero resources from each team have been invested in a specific area. You know, it's like if Dire has been playing bottom the whole first 15 minutes, and then you see a creep wave bottom that's not farmed, that should be alarming, you know? Shit, they've been playing bottom with 4 heroes for the last 10 minutes, and there's just a creep wave not being farmed? That alone tells you, like, a shit ton, because they've been playing there for the last 10 minutes, and suddenly there's just a creep wave being ignored. That's, like, a perfect example of, like, I felt like they were controlling bottom, but there's just nobody there anymore, you know? That tells you a lot about what the opponent's doing and stuff. But that's a very hard feel to develop. It's very hard. But it's not something where you either have it or you don't. It's something that slowly but surely gets developed. It's not something where, you know, people were born with this, like, natural sense of the map or whatever. You know, it's something where you have to constantly hone it, constantly be increasing your capacity for thinking about the map. That is what it is. So, I've realized that when I'm kind of in, like, the flow state, if I were given, like, a minute to tell you what I was thinking, I could, but I couldn't actually express what I was thinking in the moment. That's, like, what I mean. It's like you literally know what you're feeling, but you don't even have the time to articulate it because it's all happening so fast. And that's why it's so impressive to hear, like, players like Dubu, for instance, that just communicate the entire state of the map to their team. They tell their team exactly where to play while all this shit's going on. It's like, it's crazy. I literally said go for wax. I literally said it in the replay, dude. Dude, I'm telling you, you said you listened. I said it in the fucking replay. I literally just said Hodor and jack off in that part of the map, dude. That's all I said. I literally said it. Just Hodor and jack off and farm your own safe lane jungle forever, and you'll win. It made sense to my 3K brain, but I can't process that during every game. Yeah, fair. I mean, the point is like to focus on one aspect of what I was talking about and have it become a fore focus of everything you think. And then eventually it'll become second nature, and then you move on to the next one. Yes, you also said I give you a cheat sheet. I think I said cheat sheet, but I just like said it fast. But okay, guys. I'm gonna keep reminding, but I'm actually gonna be updating my stream with a graphic in the very near future. I'm going to be doing morning replay streams Mondays and Wednesdays. It'll be at this exact time. It'll be 9:30 a.m. Until 11:30. I went a little bit over today because I was talking to you guys, but that's fine. It'll just be, a morning of like 4 or 5 replay analysis. That's going to be how I meet my quota for the month. I have 30 replay signups a month through my Patreon, so that's going to net to about 7 or 8 a week, which is perfect. That should be how it plays out. But then I'm going to go take my lunch break, go work out, all those healthy things that I normally do during my day, and then I will be back. I plan to start every stream around 3:30 p.m. That's when I plan to start. Today might be a bit later because I haven't officially established my schedule, and the Dota 2 team is here for Liquid, so that means I can go watch them scrim and hang out with the boys, which is always really fun. I don't get to do that too often because they're not here. They're probably here 20% of the time. So yeah, I'm gonna go hang out at the Liquid facility. Yeah. Mumfil, all of my replays currently get uploaded unlisted to YouTube. Twitch subscribers and Patreon members can see them. I can just show you. If you go to my Discord, with your Twitch connected, if you go to my Discord, then you can see this exclusive YouTube channel right here. So in this exclusive YouTube channel is where they all get uploaded. Just unlisted. So that's how I do it. Anyone who's a subscriber or a Patreon member can see them. They're neatly labeled and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of my way of, if you watch the stream, you get things for free. But if you want things neatly organized for you, there's a small paywall. It is what it is. So I do plan to advertise that a bit more, but whatever's cheaper for you, you can do it through Patreon. The year subscription gives you a 10% discount on Patreon. It's $5 a month with a discount if you subscribe for the year. Or on Twitch. I mean, if you're Twitch Prime, your Twitch Prime counts. Also, a lot of countries have cheaper than $5 Twitch subs, so you can do it there for cheaper as well. But okay, guys, thanks for watching. I'll be back on in 4 or 5 hours. Hope to see you then. Have a good day. Bye-bye.